So let's get right into it, starting with the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert. If you love the intro of the show, I say Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback. And today, a lot of fans out there, a lot of Justin Herbert slander is being spread because of the performance that he had against the Patriots in the Chargers' loss during Wild Card weekend. It wasn't pretty. A 16-3 loss. Justin Herbert goes 19 for 31, 159 yards, no interceptions, but he was missing guys. There were a couple examples of him not going to checkdowns, not going to underneath stuff, running, breaking the pocket when you had open receivers downfield. And everyone is jumping on Justin Herbert today. Everyone is saying that Justin Herbert is not the kind of quarterback that everyone thinks he is. He's not this all-world arm. This guy has the potential to be one of the best 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. And I think that multiple things can be true when we're talking about Justin Herbert. And I think the multiple things are, yes, Justin Herbert is 0 for 3 in the playoffs. Yes, he has not won a playoff game. But just look at the circumstances. Justin Herbert was treated like a crash test dummy yesterday. He was treated like a piñata. They were after him all night long. And you had a historically bad offensive line. They gave up 30 pressures and 6 sacks. 30 pressures and 6 sacks. The receivers were not open very often, but when they were, he missed them. You didn't have your starting running back in Omarion Hampton, who led the team in rushing. And then lastly, your offensive coordinator is Greg Roman. So think about this. The offensive coordinator for the Chargers, Greg Roman, he was bad with Lamar Jackson in 2 playoff games, 1 touchdown in 22 possessions. I mean, the offense, they were non-existent. There were a lot of long developing plays. There were a lot of moments there where you just weren't making adjustments based on the pressure of the Patriots. And I look at all this blame towards Justin Herbert. Oh, Justin Herbert, this guy's a bust. All this guy cares about is being a celebrity in Los Angeles. All this guy cares about is dating Madison Beer and sitting courtside at Lakers games, and you won't see him on the practice field with a net and a ball when no one's out there just practicing and trying to get better as a quarterback. That's all BS, man. It truly is. When you frame it the way I frame it, I look at this last night. Multiple things can be true. Did Justin Herbert have his best game? No, he did not. But I look at a quarterback that lost a game where he had inferior coaching compared to the Patriots with Greg Roman as your offensive coordinator. An inferior offensive line that gave up 30 pressures and 6 sacks. Receivers weren't getting open as much as some other moments that we've seen with Justin Herbert, and he was missing his running back. And yes, I get it. You guys want him to put on the red cape. You want him to go into the phone booth and come out with the red cape and be super Justin and do what Josh Allen does, where it's going 1 on 11, it feels like, and finding a way to win. Sure, he needs to be that guy eventually. Sure, he needs to win in the playoffs to be considered an elite quarterback. But let's not forget the organization that he plays for, the Chargers. The Chargers are like the Padres. The Chargers are like the Clippers. The Chargers fit in San Diego because it feels like they're an organization where, yeah, we're Mr. September, but not Mr. January. We're good in the regular season, can't get it done in the playoffs. I think that the Chargers have failed Justin Herbert, not the other way around. Yes, you've been decimated by injuries, and injuries happen in the NFL. But to say this is all on Justin Herbert, he's the big reason why they're this playoff failure I think it's ridiculous. According to Next Gen Stats, the Patriots pressured Justin Herbert on 16 of his 44 dropbacks, a 36.4% pressure rate. It's the third highest in the wild card weekend. And against the Patriots, pressure was 3 for 8, 21 yards, no touchdowns, a 45.8 rating. And against the Patriots blitz, he was 7 for 16, 43.8%. He struggled. He didn't make the plays he needed to make. But I think with the arm talent that he does have, he was made to air the football out. And when you have an offensive coordinator like Greg Roman, who has no creativity, he's not scheming up pass concepts to get receivers open. It's hard when you don't have time in the pocket because your offensive line are a bunch of cones. They're a bunch of turnstiles. He needs a good play caller that can mask those deficiencies. When Greg Roman was in Baltimore, he got a good amount out of Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson regressed as a passer. When the Ravens brought in Todd Monken in 2023, Jackson went on to win his second MVP. He set career highs in passing yards, completion percentage. They spread out that offense. And when it matters most, Greg Roman is atrocious. He's 1-5 in the postseason as a play caller. His teams have averaged less than 14 points per game with the Ravens and the Chargers. Under Greg Roman, the Chargers have only scored 15 points in 2 playoff losses. And Jim Harbaugh, who's got a long relationship with Greg Roman, I think failed Justin Herbert too. Because Harbaugh knows him from all the way back in 2009. And Harbaugh was asked about Greg Roman's future, and he said, quote, "I don't have that answer right now. We're going to look at that and everything. We'll work hard. It'll be a new beginning." So, look, Greg Roman's just a bad offensive coordinator. So, let me try to listen to some of these other takes. All these people out there. And here's the thing about sports media. I get it. Here's the thing about sports media. Usually you get the guy who hears the first narrative, and the big narrative around the national media is Justin Herbert's not a big game quarterback. Justin Herbert's 0-3 in the playoffs. Justin Herbert had 4 interceptions against the Texans. He blew a 27-point lead against the Jaguars. And it's Justin Herbert because he plays the quarterback position. He's the highest paid player on the team. He's the guy that you're going to single out. But the truth is, Justin Herbert isn't the failure. He's a part of the problem, but it's those around him who are the biggest failures. I think it's less about number 10, and I think it's more about Jim Harbaugh trusting his friend Greg Roman, who is quite possibly the worst offensive coordinator in the NFL. It's the front office and Dean Spanos and player development, the organization for surrounding him with a bunch of offensive linemen that, yes, you got the injuries and you can't account for that, but still, he doesn't have a formidable offensive line. His running back got injured. So it sounds like I'm making excuses for Justin Herbert, but the truth is multiple things can be true. Does Justin Herbert need to win his next playoff game to get the haters away from him? Absolutely. Does he still have to prove that he can find a way to step up in those situations where we've seen Josh Allen kind of make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what? Sure, there's no doubt about it. But I look at a guy like Matthew Stafford. What is Justin Herbert's record in the playoffs with the Chargers? 0-3. What was Matthew Stafford's record in the playoffs with the Detroit Lions? 0-3. Sometimes it's tough to overcome being a part of a bad organization. And I look at the quarterback play in the league. Justin Herbert is 27 years old. He's younger than Josh Allen. He's younger than Lamar Jackson. He's younger than Dak Prescott. He's younger than Joe Burrow. He's younger than most of his peers. He just needs to be put in a better situation. He needs to be surrounded by better talent, not just on the field, but on the sidelines. The Chargers have mostly been an absolute dumpster fire and have been among the worst organizations in the National Football League for the better part of 3 decades. And this is just more of the same from a team that doesn't know how to optimize their best player. So, hey, he's still got one of the best arms. The arm talent is certainly there. And there's no doubt about it. He has to find a way to perform better under the bright lights. But I'm kind of with his teammate, Bradley Bozeman, who went off after the game. He was asked why he's confident that Justin Herbert will get a playoff win. And he said, because he's the best effing quarterback in the league, flat out. That's all I got to say about that. The guy's special, and it sucks to not get him in there because he's kind of that caliber. Is he the best quarterback in the league? No, he's not. But is his arm talent and the potential to be top 5? I think it still is. And I still think that if he had Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay or Ben Johnson, if he had a somewhat competent offensive line, that there's no doubt about it they beat the Patriots. There's no doubt about it that he is someone that's considered to be among the top 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, there's just so many stupid takes. Oh, he choked away a 27-0 lead. No. I mean, look at the pass protection. The Bills ranked first in the league, a 90 score. If you combine PFF, ESPN, all the metrics for offensive line. Number 1 is the Bills. Number 32 is the Chargers. Quite literally and factually, the worst offensive line in the NFL. He needs to get better, but they need to get better around him. And man, here's the thing about Justin Herbert, man. It's not fair. I mean, you could say he's an overrated NFL quarterback. He makes hundreds of millions of dollars, played poorly in the playoffs, and he still gets to go home to his girlfriend, Madison Beer. Just saying, hey, not all is bad in the world of Justin Herbert. But here was him after the game, short and sweet, talking about what needs to change.
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, and hasn't happened, so we'll have to reevaluate and see what happens.